Hello friends, today we're going to summarize the new episode of the Milfy and Roger's Exciting Adventures anime. But before we begin, tell us in the comments which country you're watching the anime from. Our episode starts now with Roger and Moulin. Moulin was very tense, so Roger asks him, "What's the matter, Moulin?" Moulin tells him, "Isn't your room Terry's room and Milfier's room, Shield's room, connected by an internal door?" Roger assures him that everything is fine, completely normal and safe. "But did you see the bird that leads that flock?" Moulin then remembers the situation. "Because the duel was very fierce, perhaps the dragons were rabid." Roger ponders this. He says the largest monster bird among them fearlessly swallowed their vial containing immense magical power. The magical toxins must have driven it mad, and it went berserk while leading the flock. It makes sense now. Roger was deep in thought. Mullen tells him, "Calm down, sir. Thank goodness we were protected and no one died. But the magic circle, Milfy created it. She's a good girl. Maybe this girl has a high ability to create weapons, which is internationally forbidden. However, I know her true nature well. She is a kind-hearted girl. If she hadn't done that, we would all be dead now. But also, to protect Mullen, I'll need to utilize the help of those I trust. People like you, Mullen." He then approaches Mullen abnormally, making Mullen nervous. Mullen gets scared and says, "What's wrong, sir? Why are you staring at me like that?" Roger tells him he wants to talk about the terrifying spell they were just discussing. At that moment, Caius enters. Roger mistakes him for an assassin, quickly draws his sword and lunges at him, but Caius tells him, "Don't be hasty. I want to hear about the spell too." He then hits Roger on the head for drawing his sword so quickly. Caius asks him, "Why did you guide Milfy to Shield's room so quickly, you idiot? You used acceleration magic to rush back." Roger apologizes and says, "You should relax first. I am truly sorry, but I hastily gathered chambermaids who serve noble ladies, you idiot." Caius, "You fool! I assume you wouldn't leave her alone and want to guard her with these maids. Do you love her that much, you idiot?" Roger replies, "Yes, I love her, and I can't wait. I want to marry her immediately." The maids leave, and Roger is angry. He turns to Caius and yells, "How dare you make your mother work as a chambermaid, you idiot?" Caius replies, "There's no one else I trust more than her. She has experience from taking care of you when you were a child, so she's perfect for looking after." Moulin interrupts and asks what his sister is doing there, as she is just a baker. Caius answers, "Lady Siro is an amazing woman who got married and took over the family bakery business after her brother became a knight, and no one else was left to succeed the shop. And Lady Jordan is the wife of a knight from Galbraith. But this is just a temporary assignment, and I will choose new chambermaids someday." Roger thinks to himself that he doesn't object to Caius's choices, but he is always terribly calculating. After that, Caius uses his power to create a barrier enclosing only him, Mullen, and Roger. He then asks them to tell him everything they know about that spell, as he knows Roger has unlimited magical power. He yells at Roger and asks if he has merged with the Erzern forest because he loves it so much, and starts calling him names like the Walking Volcano or Magic Generator. Roger is saddened by this and doesn't answer. Caius asks if Roger thinks anyone else has noticed, but Caius himself doesn't know. He then asks Moulin for his opinion. Moulin hesitates, then says he doesn't understand exactly what he means. Caius interrupts them and tells them that the spell Roger used to blow the burgeoning flock to shreds was created by Milfiera. Moulin is shocked. Roger explains that Milfiera was desperate to save him, which is why she used the magical power of the Zanas. Moulin realizes this is the Zanas they ate for breakfast. Roger continues that Milfiera wrote every spell that came to her mind on that vial full of magical power and gave it to him. He simply activated it. Yolan is even more stunned by Milfiera's genius. Roger understands his shock and tells them that most contemporary spells are streamlined and simplified incantations, while ancient spells were said to be wisdom granted to people by spirits in ancient times. It's abandoned magic that few study anymore, but she self-taught it and was able to draw that productive magic circle. She is truly a genius. He then turns to Caius and asks him to take good care of Milfiera's research materials. Caius confirms he is already taking care of it, even putting extra seals on the vial containing the royal model's magic power. Roger is reassured, as this will suffice for now given its many peaceful uses. He asks Mullen not to tell anyone what he just heard until the situation is resolved. Mullen agrees and asks why Roger is telling him this. Roger replies that he wants him to protect Milfiera with Blanche's company and resume his duties as a dragon knight, but also protect her if necessary. Moulin asks if Milfiera will be safe in Midley. Roger replies that there are many people in the area, so he prepared an isolated room he used to use to turn it into a research lab for Milfiera. Nothing must happen to her. and Milfiere's research must not be stopped. If it allows them to safely eat the monsters, Galbraith will change for the better. After the meeting, Roger sits alone and thinks to himself that he must also discuss this with Milfiera. She is a kind person and may not understand that there are people ready to use her research for evil, but he will protect her no matter the cost. Suddenly, Caius draws his sword and tells Roger they need to talk. Roger is shocked. Caius speaks while holding the sword, telling Roger, "You ate without me?" Roger is terrified of him because Caius never smiles. Caius then asks about the delicious Xanas that Milfie prepared and is very angry because they ate food he loves very much. A guard then arrives and asks them for something. Next, we see Roger talking to Milfie. "The men we left behind reported that some Burgening have gone berserk. I intended to take you on a tour, but I apologize that this happened right after your arrival. I'd stay with you, but the rabid monster birds might attack towns and villages. Don't worry, I'll take care of them quickly." Milfie asks if it's such an emergency that he must launch a raid to take them down, adding that she knows her duties as the Duchess are to appreciate and reassure the Duke. Roger then asks Milfie to prepare some food for him when he returns. Milfie thinks to herself, the Duke is emphasizing that he wants monster meat. By confirming that in front of Blanche's company and the other knights, they will accept my research wholeheartedly. That must be his intention. Roger then asks her if there is any monster she's interested in. He will hunt one while he is out. Milfie is embarrassed, saying it would be rude to ask for something big when he is on his way to kill a rabid burgeoning. But since he offered his help, she'll say what she wants. Milfie asks Roger for a scrimwood fruit. Everyone is astonished by her request. Milfie continues that it was something she ate and regretted. It had a strong smell, but Mullen seemed to think it was sweeter than nectar. Mullen replies, "Yes, it was overripe since the fruit was black, but it was fragrant and sweet. My mouth was completely filled with overwhelming joy, but I ate so much that rinsing my mouth with water didn't remove the taste. It was awful." Milfie thinks to herself, how did two people have such different experiences eating the same fruit? I am extremely curious. She then tells Roger, it's not necessary that this be the priority. Your safe return is the priority. Prince Roger promises her, I will bring some with me if I find it. He then asks everyone to depart now so they can return before sunset. He embraces Milfie and tells her, I have requested that your research materials be moved to a room I used to use, and asks Blanche to guide her to this room. The next morning, we see Milfie very worried about her beloved Prince Roger. The flying monsters had attacked them violently yesterday, a fully rabid flock. She is very upset that all she can do is wait and cannot offer help now as she did yesterday. Blanche reassures her, saying there's no problem, he'll return soon. Now eat some breakfast. You must be ready to welcome His Highness with a bright smile. Blanche shows her the room the Duke told her to show Milfie yesterday. From now on, it will be her research lab. Milfie is very happy when she sees it and enters the library, finding many interesting books. However, she is still upset because her beloved has not returned yet. She then sits in the chair thinking about her beloved Prince Roger. After that, she brushes her hair and has breakfast. 3 days later, she is reading a book, very upset that Prince Roger has not returned, and she misses him terribly. Suddenly, a voice shouts, "The Duke is back! The Duke is back!" She is overjoyed and quickly runs to him, hugs him, and cries tears of joy. He apologizes for being delayed. He tells her he brought her a gift, something very exciting he found in the forest, and he also has the scrimwood fruit, which he'll bring to her room immediately. But first, I need a nap. I'm exhausted. He is so tired that he immediately falls asleep on her and collapses to the floor, still hugging her tightly. After that, we see the fruit the Duke brought her. Everyone is holding their hands over their noses because it emits a very foul odor. She then takes out her magical vial and extracts the magical energy from the fruit. Extracting this magical power is a huge effort, and she successfully manages to extract the fruit's magical energy. Everyone applauds, very happy with this achievement. After the magical energy is extracted, the fruit's fragrance is beautiful. Its appearance has completely changed, and now everyone wants to eat it. That's where our episode ends today. Wait for us in the next episode of this wonderful anime. Please subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to get all our new content.